Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I hope you've had a good week. It's been nice to have some warmer weather since last week, so I've appreciated that a lot. It's also, I'm sure, helped in the COVID recovery to not be freezing to death. So I've appreciated all the 70s, and even we might have made it into the 80s a little bit, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's been nice, and I hope that you've had a good week and a good restful weekend. I do want to say I possibly rambled a bit in the video last week. I tried not to, but if I did, I'm just chalking it up to COVID brain, which I may actually have still today. So I made some little notes to myself to hopefully keep me on track and from just bouncing all over the place. But, you know, I can edit all over the place, and I might not even be able to edit all that out. So thanks for hanging in there with me. So, lots of things this week. The first thing, I just want to start out, I'm sure everybody by now has, seen and heard of the football player, Damar Hamlin. I think that's how you say his name, who collapsed on the field. And, so many people all over the world have been praying for him. The amazing thing that I've seen over and over and over again, pictures of all the football players together on their knees praying. And then today, I saw a clip of an ESPN sportscaster, whatever you call them, praying online. And nobody said a word against it. Not one thing. The world needs more of that. And we need more of that comes without complaints or people protesting, things like that. And it's easy to say, oh, well, yeah, let one thing happen and everybody, wants to go back to God. 9/11, right after that, churches were full. And it's easy to get a little righteous indignation over that. But sometimes we do that in our own lives, don't we? It's just not public. But sometimes we do that. We let our conversations with God, our relationship with God, kind of slack off when things are good or, not so bad. But then things get really bad or stressful or something like that happens, and we're right back to it. I don't think God holds that against us. I think he always wants us to come to him. But I think he also wants us to come to him in good times as well, obviously. I mean, I'm not going to get preachy here, but just to say, it's easy to get, on our little spiritual high horses about things like that. But I think we need to kind of examine ourselves too first with things like that, and just make sure that we're not doing that in our own personal lives. I do it. I mean, we all do it. So just a little something to think about. I have heard that he's doing well, and that's a really good thing. I love that, and I hope the world sees that as an answer to prayer. And I hope the ripple effects from that just continue to go on and on and on. It's amazing how God can work through things like that. So let's continue to pray for him. Also for the guy that was in the tackle with him. And for his friends and family. That's got to be traumatizing. But you know what? I heard today, too, that before the NFL game today, the players got on the field and prayed together. And I don't think we're going to hear a protest about that. So, in fact, a lot of people are saying, yeah, everybody was, knocking Tim Tebow when he took a knee and prayed, and now everybody thinks it's great. Well, whatever. We needed Tim Tebow doing that when he did it. We need people doing it now. So let's just praise God for it and pray that this trend will continue. I don't know how long it'll last, but let's pray that people are touched by it and because of it. So I think it's an awesome thing. So another along the spiritual lines, I got my new Bible today. Not today, but this week. And it is heavy. It's a study Bible, which my other Bible is a study Bible. But this one has a comfort font, which means the writing's bigger because my eyes are old. And even still, I will often use these just because it makes it so much easier to read. But anyway, it's a study Bible. It's brand new. It's got all this stuff in it. So I can't wait to kind of get into it and start using this one. It's hard switching Bibles though, isn't it? Have you ever done that? My other Bible is starting to have pages come out of it. That's why I got a new one. But I've had it for over 20 years, probably 25, 26 years, something like that, a long time. So it is marked and highlighted. I have notes in it. I have things referring back to other things in it. I mean, it's just a good resource. And I hate to start over. You know what I mean? I hate to start over. But I also hate to make that first mark in the new Bible. Isn't that crazy? Now I know how my husband felt when we moved in this house and there wasn't a nail hole in the wall anywhere, in any of the walls. And he didn't want to put anything up on the wall. And I just want to come in and put stuff up everywhere. So, and I think it hurt his feelings to do that. But he did it for me. But I understand now. It's like, it's just, I either want it perfect or I just want it all, all the stuff in there. So anyway, it's going to start getting a good workout. And I'm enjoying my Bible study on freedom from procrastination. That's been good. I'm not procrastinating on that right now. So that's been a good thing. This week, I finished my puzzle that I was sorting out last week. And yesterday, we were supposed to go have dinner with some friends, and I was supposed to make dessert. I ended up not going just because exhaustion from COVID, and I just needed to stay home. But I did make brownies for Jeff to take. I made Joanna Gaines's peanut butter brownies. I'll put a picture in here. And they are so rich and sweet. You just almost can't eat them. But making the frosting calls for marshmallows. I'm just going to tell you this real quick. It really is related to nothing except the fact that you're supposed to have 10 large marshmallows. So I couldn't find large. They had the small or the regular and the little mini ones. But they do have these giant roasters. I'm not kidding. Have you ever seen a marshmallow that big? It's huge. I only used 5 because that's like 2 big ones. So anyway, I'm just being, exposed to all kind of things this week. But yeah, those brownies are wonderful. And he brought a bunch of them back home with him, and I'm packing them up and sending them to the office with him in the morning because we don't need them here. Which kind of brings me to the topic for this week. This month I'm trying to do a little series on just being refreshed. And last week we talked about refreshing your space and just kind of either, cleaning up or straightening or purging a little bit, or just adding a little pop of color somewhere. Just nothing official and, anything like that. Just a little something to make your space feel better so it feels more like a workspace. So this week I wanted to talk about refreshing your body. Now, that may be funny for some of you that know me. Um, I am not talking about an eating plan or a diet or anything militant like that. I am talking about some just simple things. You know, a lot of people do dry January because they've overindulged a bit over the holidays. Now, I'm not a drinker, so that's not a thing for me, but I can understand that. It's almost like, you know, just like sugar. Too much sugar over the holidays or whatever it is that was your indulgence, and you just need a break from it because it doesn't really make you feel good, you know. So what I'm talking about is just doing some simple things to help you feel a little bit better. Like, okay, need to drink a little bit more water. I need to be more diligent about rest and maybe getting myself on a sleep cycle or, you know, a sleep schedule. If you're like me, you're not a good sleeper. And because of that, one of the things I'm trying to do to refresh is really stay away from caffeine. Which is another reason why I can't eat those brownies, because there's nothing but chocolate in them, you know. But did you know that caffeine has a half-life? Like radioactive stuff. I didn't know that till recently. I was reading about it, and it's like it takes, after 4 to 6 hours, half the caffeine is still in your body. Like, you can have a caffeine drink, and after 6 hours, half of the caffeine is still in your body. And this says, because I was Googling it, you know, up to 10 hours to clear from your system completely. Well, that means if you're trying to go to bed, like we go to bed at 8 or 8:30 a lot of times during the week because we're both up early and we're so tired and we're old, you know. I would have to not have caffeine after 10 o'clock in the morning. So, and it's cumulative. So if you're drinking caffeine all day, it's just staying in your system and it's staying in your system. And so anyway, trying to stay away from caffeine. I'm trying to eat a little bit better. And like I said, I may do a Whole30 thing one of these days, because that made me feel good when I did it before. So I'm thinking about doing that again. But just, you know, cutting out some fast food and fried stuff. You know, the stuff that makes you feel better and makes you feel good. So I'm really just talking about paying attention and doing some of those things. You know, just giving your body a break for a little bit, for January maybe, instead of dry January. If you don't need dry January, if you do, great. If you don't, then do some of these other things that can just make you feel better so that you function better and you can be more productive and do the things that you want to do in this new year. Because we've already talked, it's going to be a good year. It's the year to get stuff done and to actually step out and do the things that we've been wanting to do. So let's just make ourselves healthy to do that. If you need vitamins, whatever, vitamins. If you've been taking a whole bunch of stuff and you might need just to have a break from all that stuff, you know. I don't mean prescription stuff. I mean, if you're just loading yourself up with, you know, extra stuff, you might just want to take a break from it. Whatever you need to do. One thing too, for me, my skin on my hands gets so dry. Like, sometimes I can look at it and just see just this, you know. But I'm washing them all the time, and I'm using hand sanitizer all day long. And so they just get really dry in the winter, especially. So I have found this at CVS. It's just this raw sugar scrub, which feels wonderful on your hands. It exfoliates them, it moisturizes them, and then I've got this little naked bee I got at the Busy Bee when we were on our trip. Orange Blossom Honey Hand Lotion. So I'm trying to take back the skin on my hands from winter. So, I mean, just little things like that. That's what I'm talking about, okay? I'm not an expert on this by any means. I definitely need to move more. Probably most of us do. So, sometimes I can walk around my block if the weather's not bad. And by bad, I mean not pouring down rain or not in the 40s, because I just don't handle that. But there are all kind of YouTube videos that you can use to, you know, get yourself moving a little bit. Or just put on some of your favorite music and just dance around your house for 30 minutes. That's cardio, and it's fun, you know? And have you seen the thing on, seen a little meme that pops up every once in a while that says you should always dance in the morning before you leave the house because you walk a little differently when you do that. I believe that. I think that gets your heart going. And if you know, if you have some good praise music on in the morning and you're dancing around to that and you're just praising Jesus in the morning and getting your mindset good and your body going a little bit, you know your day's going to be better. Your mind's going to be in a better place. Now, I love to do that. I don't want anybody ever to see me do that, but I don't care. You know, I'm not doing it for somebody else. I'm doing it for me. So whatever makes you feel good, okay? So just be thinking about that this next week. What can you do to make your body feel better? And just do it. It's that simple. Really is. So, I don't think I have anything else today. And I feel like I have not rambled, maybe. Because I've been looking at my notes down here right in front of me, trying not to ramble too much. And it was a long list, but it seems like I went through it fast. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to try to keep going because I have nothing else on my list. And my brain is not working well enough for me to just wing it. So thank you for being here. I hope you're refreshing your space. And I hope you're refreshing your body. And next week, we're going to refresh something else. And I can't remember what was on the list for next week. COVID brain. But I'll figure it out before next time. So anyway, have a great week. Don't forget to dance a little bit in the morning. Don't forget to drink some water. Don't forget to pray. Okay? And your week will be good, and God will bless you and pour grace all over you. And that's what it's all about, living in that grace. And extend that to somebody else this week while you're out and about. Somebody that needs it, like we all do. Have a great week. Love y'all. Thank you for coming here. If you're watching this, just know that I pray for you. It doesn't matter that I don't know everybody's name. God knows who you are. And I just pray for people who watch this that it will be helpful and encouraging and all of that. So, I'm praying for you, hoping you're having a good week, and I will see you next time. Thank you. See you later.